All right, welcome in everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Ready when you are.
Awesome. Well, today we're tackling something that's, well, it's more relevant now than ever, I think. Online safety. And we got a ton of requests from you all about scammer payback, so we dug in.
Yeah, and it's a smart choice for a deep dive, honestly. I mean, online scams, they're evolving constantly. It's like a digital arms race almost, you
Yeah.
know?
Totally. And what really grabbed us about scammer payback, from all this stuff you sent over, is that they're not just like telling people to be careful. They're out there fighting back.
Right, it's not just theoretical with them. They're
Mhm.
they're in the trenches, so to speak, taking the fight directly to the scammers. And I think that's especially important, for folks who maybe aren't as tech savvy. It shows them that hey, you don't have to just be a victim.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So let's start with the basics, right? Scammer payback, it's the brainchild of this guy, Pierogi, former cybersecurity specialist.
Yeah, and I think his background is really key here. He spent years in threat analysis. So he knows how these scammers think, he knows their tactics.
Which is probably how they're able to pull off some of the stuff they do.
Yeah.
But okay, their mission, as we see it, is twofold. First, disrupt the scams themselves.
Right. Directly interfere with their operations, make it harder for them to target people.
And second, public education. Show everyone how these scams work so they can protect themselves. And for our listeners who are, always eager to learn and stay ahead of the curve, well, this is a front row seat to that fight.
Absolutely. It's like having an expert guide walking you through the dark underbelly of the internet, pointing out all the traps and pitfalls to avoid.
So let's get tactical. One of their main strategies is something called scam baiting.
Yeah, and it might sound kind of, I don't know, like a prank almost, but it's much more sophisticated than that.
Oh, yeah, it's not just messing with scammers, though there is an element of that for sure, but it's about posing as a potential victim, drawing them in.
Exactly. They basically mirror the vulnerability that the scammers prey on, using voice changers, creating different personas.
Look, it's like acting, almost.
It is, in a way. And, while it might be satisfying to just waste a scammer's time, the real goal is strategic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Every minute they're on the phone with a scam baiter is a minute they're not scamming someone else.
Exactly. Plus, by engaging with them, they're gathering intel. Like, what scripts are they using? What software are they trying to get people to
It's
install?
like it's like going undercover almost.
Right. And that's where Pierogi's cybersecurity expertise really comes into play.
Oh, yeah, because it's not just about talking to them. It's about understanding the technical side of these scams.
Absolutely. One of the things scammers often do is try to get people to download remote access software, things like AnyDesk or TeamViewer.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of those. They basically let you control someone else's computer, right?
Right. But with scammer payback, they're in control. So when the scammer tries to take over their computer,
They turn the tables.
exactly. And because Pierogi knows these systems inside and out, he can often navigate the scammer's computer, delete malware, that kind of thing.
That's so wild. So they're not just defensive, they're going on the offensive, disrupting the scams from within.
And sometimes they can even access things like live feeds of the scam call centers.
No way. They could actually see inside these places.
Yeah, it's incredible. It gives them a real insight into how these operations are run, the scale, the languages they use.
That's got to be invaluable intel, right?
Oh, absolutely. And they use it to educate the public.
That's right. They're very active on YouTube. They make these really high-quality videos about their scam baiting.
Yeah, and these aren't just for entertainment. They break down the scammers' tactics, show you exactly what to look for, how they manipulate people.
Which is so important for, for anyone who might not be super tech savvy. It's like a visual guide to scam avoidance.
Right. It's one thing to be told to be careful, but it's another to actually see a scam unfold in real time.
Makes it much more real,
Mhm.
much more impactful.
Exactly. And the quality of their videos is great. They're well produced, engaging, makes the information accessible to a wider audience.
And they don't do it alone, right? They collaborate with other scam baiters, cybersecurity experts.
Oh, yeah, collaboration is key. They've worked with people like Mark Rober, Jim Browning, big names in the online safety world.
Right. And those collaborations, they amplify their reach, let them take on bigger, more complex scams.
Exactly. Like, think about Mark Rober. He has millions of subscribers. When he teams up with Scammer Payback, that shines a huge spotlight on the issue.
And that can lead to, like, entire scam networks being exposed.
Absolutely. And in 2022, They took that collaboration even further with the People's Call Center.
Okay, what was that? Like a physical call center?
No, not quite. It was more of a concentrated online effort. For over a week, they monitored scam operations, engaged with scammers, and even intervened to prevent people from getting scammed.
So it was like an intensified, focused period of their usual activities.
Exactly. It showed their dedication to actually taking action against these criminals.
Which brings us back to their two main goals, right? Disrupting the scams and educating the public.
And for our listeners, this is where it all becomes really relevant. I mean, you all are constantly seeking knowledge, staying informed, and understanding how scammer payback works. It gives you a deeper understanding of online security, the threats out there.
And it shows you that you don't have to be passive. There are people fighting back, and you can learn from them. You can protect yourself.
Exactly. And their approach is so proactive. They're not just issuing warnings, they're engaging with the problem head on.
And their videos, they're like those aha moments,
Yeah.
you know. They dissect the scams, show you exactly how they work. It goes beyond just like general advice.
It gives you concrete steps you can take to protect yourself, like slow down, question everything, look for those red flags.
Exactly. Seeing those interactions play out, seeing how the scammers manipulate people, it makes you think twice before clicking on a suspicious link or answering a strange call.
It makes you more aware, more critical of your online interactions, which is so important these days.
So to recap, Scammer Payback, they use scam-bidding technical expertise to disrupt scams and gather intel. They educate the public through these awesome YouTube videos.
And they collaborate with others to amplify their impact. Initiatives like the People's Call Center show their commitment to taking action.
All of this is crucial for protecting people online, especially those who might be more vulnerable to these scams.
It's about creating a safer digital environment for everyone.
And as you go about your online lives, remember, the scams are constantly evolving, but so are the ways to fight back. Learn from Scammer Payback, share their videos, help spread awareness. You can make a difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.